Good afternoon, one and all. Welcome to the Toon review. It is the Brentford 0, Newcastle United 2 match review. Still absolutely buzzing after that performance yesterday. It was absolutely fantastic to watch. Just the way we basically controlled the game. Never in doubt the result. Guys, still happy with yesterday?
Yeah, very happy indeed.
Yeah. Danielle, I mean, obviously the team came out and it was as expected, really. That was the lineup. The same team as the West Ham game. Dubravka, Kraft, Shah, Burn, Target, Shelvey, Willock, Joelinton in the midfield, and Fraser, Murphy, and Wood up front. What were your thoughts when you seen the team sheet? Because obviously, again, Bruno was on the bench.
I knew, from the preview that we did that he was going to go with the same team, and I think what we were discussing was right, that he's gradually introducing him in time for the packed schedule of fixtures that we've got.
Yeah.
So I was not surprised at all when I seen the lineup. I was really happy with it. Why change something that's working, in my opinion?
Yeah, definitely. Ken says, hi, Paul. I've noticed over the last few days, lots of people joining the Facebook page, either stupid not being informed by the people who invited them, that you actually have a YouTube channel. Let's grow the channel. I think a lot of people on that Facebook page know about the channel anyway, but we do have a Facebook page as well. If you want to join that group, just look for the Toon Review. Nearly up to 500 members, I think, in the Toon Review Facebook group, so that's going quite well as well. Expecting a thrashing versus Brighton? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. E-I-E-I-E-I-O, up the Premier League we go. 14th, Alex. 14th.
Yeah, this is what we were saying in the preview. We've managed to. This was a banana skin. We sort of wandered around it carefully, and we've dragged Brentford into it, and now we're looking all right. It's not just the position as well. There are a lot of the teams around us have all played 1 or 2 matches more than us as well, and we've got our best players to come back from injury on top of all of that. So it looks really, really positive.
Danielle, Eddie Howe manager of the month for February?
Oh, absolutely. And if he doesn't, I'm going to go and sort the Premier League out myself, to be fair. Like, who else could get it? I mean, Who else?
Well, Klopp hasn't lost the game, so you know what they're like, aren't they?
Klopp, schlock. Do you know what I mean? Who cares about Klopp? No one's bothered about Klopp. He's irrelevant in today's world.
I mean, James is right there. We're the best performing team except Liverpool. On basis of form, Eddie Howe should be manager of the month. If we win our 2 games in hand on Palace, we are 11th, not 14th.
There's a curse. There's a curse. If you win, normally the manager who wins the Manager of the Month award loses the following game. It's like a bit of a hoodoo. So,
yeah, without a doubt. Cheswick says, "Good afternoon, all. What a beautiful day. The sun is chirping. The birds are out. Hick." Yeah, Cheswick is suffering for a bit of a hangover today. Barry says, "Good afternoon, guys. Brilliant watch along yesterday. I was watching myself with your commentary. Fantastic, Paul. Back to your best. I hope you received my super chat yesterday. I did indeed. The watch along went superbly well. Over 1,000 watching at one stage. Really, really
Although,
great.
Paul, I have to say, I missed the first goal because of you. Because when you were screaming and shouting when the goal went in, I jumped up, forgetting that I'm a minute behind you. So I completely forgot to look at the TV, and I was just jumping around my living room. And then when I looked over, Joelinton was standing in front of the fans, and I thought, I've missed it. So I had to wait until after the game, watch it back.
You gained a few of my lot yesterday as well, because on the radio it was all joint commentary with the Man United game, and a few of them were like, "Sod that, we'll go put Paul on," even though it was difficult to have, like, you can't move the telly around. A lot of people I know put you on because they're like, we don't want to hear about Ronaldo every 5 minutes. So
I know it was
good.
It was great, and I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed doing the commentary, and I've decided, I made a decision this morning that I'm not going to go to any more away games. I'm just going to do the watch-alongs because I don't know. I get more, certainly more enjoyment. I get, the viewing figures are fantastic for the watch-alongs. So the away games, I'm now just going to do watch-alongs. I have a contact in America where I get the football tours, so there'll be no funny streams or anything like that. I've got guaranteed stream coming. So it for me, I love doing it. I love commentating on the game, and I love bringing it to you guys. So it's good fun. I love commentating. It's something I've wanted to do all my life. So to do it on Newcastle is brilliant on my own channel. So I really enjoyed it.
It was hilarious.
Well, yeah, I listened back to some of the phrases that I came out with yesterday because, as people well know, I come out with stuff that I don't even know I have. And I'm sitting at Susan's last night listening back, and she's sort of editing these little short videos for YouTube for the best of kind of thing. And some of the stuff I said yesterday, I kind of had to laugh because I like the one where Joelinton scored and I went, I think I did something like "boom, get on" or something like that, and yeah, it was. Where was
and Fanny's sexy lingerie? Where did that come?
No idea. Absolutely no idea.
The best moment
Absolutely ever. No idea. But listen, you don't get commentary like that on Sky Sports. I'm telling you. But there you go. Gary says, "Afternoon, everyone. Great result yesterday. At no time during the match yesterday did I feel nervous. Makes a change from many games I've watched this season." And I think that's the thing, Alex, that we're watching Newcastle United now, and there's no, we don't expect any hiccups. Everything's really comfortable. I mean, obviously, somewhere down the line, we're going to lose a game or two, but you know what it is? Playing like the way we do, it's just so refreshing.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, I was a little bit nervous in the first few minutes of the red card because it's not something the lads are used to. We're not used to having that. There's the expectation that you need to be attacking, you need to be winning. And I thought the lads felt the pressure of that initially. And they were a little bit like, oh, God, what do we do with all this ball? And they were making a few mistakes. Joelinton, in my opinion, was poor in the first 30 minutes. And then when the goal went in...
Shut your face! Immediately.
It's a two-part. Hang on. He was poor. He couldn't find his feet in the game in the first 30 minutes. And then when he scored the goal, he completely flipped to incredible. He got the goal, and then he went, right, I'm back.
The confidence
he bossed it for the rest of the match. He was incredible. I just think a few of the lads got a bit scared with the extra man. Target got found out. Not found out. He was high up the pitch, and Byrne had to cover that little hole. We just had a few little instructions to clear up, I think, and they did that. They relayed the instructions to the lads. They calmed down. They got.
But
the
isn't
goal,
that good? Because previous regimes, you would have seen that and fallen to pieces, and that's the difference. That Definitely. They can relay instructions to each other and actually carry out those instructions rather than just folding up and disappearing into the shells. We rose again. I mean, the sending off, Danielle. I mean, Mike Dean gave a free kick originally to Brentford, which just sums the man up. But on the flip side of it, you have to credit him because he went back, he looked at the screen, he realised he'd made a mistake, and it was a disgraceful challenge because he didn't even go for the ball. He went over the top of the ball and nearly snapped Matty Target's leg in two. So, without a doubt, a red card. But we have to credit Mike Dean for going back and realising he made a mistake, and he sent him off.
To be fair, when I first saw it, the angle that it was at, I didn't see a lot of it, and I thought, I don't really know what's happened there. And then when they showed it from the other angle, that was a leg breaker. You would have broke his leg. So VAR was impressed that they picked it up because normally those things like that for us don't go that way. And then when I seen Mike Dean running over to the TV, I thought, oh, please, do the right thing. But to be fair to him, he did. So for once, I can't call him. I can't say anything about him really, apart from, he did the usual coming out at half for the second half last because it's all about him. He wants the moment. You know what I mean? Other than that, I can't complain.
Strutting on the field like a sodden pigeon, wasn't he? I'm Mike Dean. Oh, Jesus, man. The man has to have his he has to have that little bit of glory, doesn't he? But you know, credit to him, Alex. He did change his decision. And I mean, what did you think? Red card?
Yeah, I mean, in the replays, you can see he's not looking at the ball. He overstretches, studs up onto the man. Target's lucky he's not got something broken, whether it's ankle or something else. It's clear. There are a few people saying, like, contesting that, and it's just not. Like, I think even if he got the ball with that foot, it might have even been a yellow if it was spotted because of the dangerous nature of it. Because if you don't miss the ball, you break the man, and that's what he did. So he missed the ball, got the man, and Target's lucky he's not injured, to be fair, because that would really hurt us. That definite red, it's no question about it. And finally, Mike Dean's, despite the fact I think somebody needs to buy him a new watch, because he never adheres to the extra time given. No. I know it's a minimum of added time, but there was no reason for him to play on.
I don't know how, especially the first half. I think he went way over, which I didn't quite understand at all. But,
you were going mad, weren't you?
Especially in the context of the game, it was done right at the end. There was no need to carry on for an extra 80, 90 seconds. There's no reason for it.
No, there wasn't. But if we look to the first goal, Danielle, Big Joe, rose like an absolute salmon. You know, and what I loved about that goal, right? He didn't even have his hands on the opposition player to get any leverage. He kept his arms down. He jumped, and what a powerful header straight in the back of the net. And it has to be said, Ryan Fraser as well. I mean, you know what? Again, another player who took a lot of flack last season because we thought his heart wasn't in it. He wasn't interested in playing for Newcastle United. But this season, since Eddie Howe's come in, again, he's one of those players that has just transformed into someone who is vital for us because his work rate is incredible. I thought the amount of times that he got the ball, especially in the first half yesterday, linking up with Matty Target brilliantly. And you have to say, you know, people are saying it on social media this morning, does ASM walk straight back into this team when he's fit? Because, again, you've got this thing about playing well. But the goal itself, I mean, how Joelinton just over the moon, wasn't he?
Oh, amazing. And I actually thought Ryan Fraser, for me, we'll talk about this later, but I was going to say he's my joint man of the match today for yesterday's game because I thought he was brilliant. Joelinton did something that Chris Wood couldn't, and he put his head on that ball, and there was just no way at all that wasn't going in. I'm just over the moon. I said it on the preview. I said he was going to score. I've been wanting him to score for weeks. And I'm just absolutely over the moon. And you could see, even in his interview after the game, what it meant to him, what his connection is with the fan base, and what a turnaround that's been, really, in the last, since Eddie Howe came in, really. I was one of those people who said, I think I said he was a despicable footballer or something at the time.
Listen, we all did.
I was wrong.
And, you know, I think, but I mean, I think, you know, I've put many things out on Twitter about the change around in Joelinton and how, you know, fans, including myself, gave him absolute hell. And, you know, not the personal side of it. The personal abuse was wrong that he used to get on Instagram and things like that. But, you know, the criticism of his football. But we've got to praise Eddie Howe in this because Eddie Howe is the man that's taken a look at him. And also, I'd like to say thank you to Kieran Clark for getting sent off against Norwich, because that then moved Joelinton back to that position, and Eddie Howe saw something there. So big thanks to Kieran Clark as well for the sending off. You know, so, you know, kind of fate that moved him back there, but Eddie Howe saw something, and he's just risen from the ashes. And Alex, the end of the game yesterday, Joelinton, last player off the pitch with the Newcastle fans. I mean, that is something that we thought we would never see.
I mean, he deserves it. It's a combination of honing his talent and ability through practice and getting the private people in to help him and the new coaches. Yeah, and it's his hard work, and he shows it on the pitch. He showed it like all the way back, going back to that interview he did with Sean Longstaff. He's been trying week on week to just show his passion and show he's willing to improve. He's willing to learn. When he makes mistakes on the field, he analyzes that in real time and tries not to let it happen a few minutes later. He listens to coaching instructions on the sideline. He's happy to move positions when needed. He's defensive. He's offensive. He's he's the player you want in your football team because he's happy to improve, work hard, inspire others. He loves the fans, and he's 25. It's perfect, really.
Yeah, he's still got. I think he's going to be part of Eddie Howe's squad, even next, come next season. People saying, "Oh yeah, he's not going to be part of it." I think he's playing his way into being part of it. Peter Furbank, thanks for the £4.49 super chat, my friend. He says, "Hi guys, Shah Fraser, J7, and Shelvey." Oh, it's just taking it off. Bugger. I'll come back to that, but thank you for the £4.49. I will get the comment up. Jan says, "Imagine Dan Burn and Koulibaly in defence to have to bring a chainsaw to get through their defence. Manager of the season for me," says Stephen. Crypto says, "Best football I've seen us play in years yesterday." Well, it was good. Dan says, "Paul, best quotes from the watch along. Holy cheese and chutney. Wash my face with a ploughman's sandwich." Did I really?
You did.
Okay, classic. Well, thank you very much. I think. Hopefully ASM back for Saturday, Matthew, says Matthew. But, does he walk straight back in, Danielle?
Do you know what? I'm going to stick my guns here, and I'm going to say I don't buy it. I don't buy it for a second. Who sits in a chamber with a jewellery on and a mobile phone in the hand? Something not right there. And also, for me, I thought that picture yesterday told a million stories of Kieran Trippier going into Brentford's ground on his crutches. And as I put in our chat, for me, that's the difference in attitude between Kieran Trippier and ASM, regardless of injury. I don't buy it. I think Eddie Howe is the ultimate professional. And I think he is saying, yeah, he's in Monaco getting this treatment. He's going to back his player and show kind of faith in his player, I suppose, and gain trust that way. I just don't buy it. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm there is a lot of talk on social media this morning about ASM and about his commitment and things like that. And is there a falling out somewhere? Has he took the hoof somewhere again? We'll never really know. And it is certainly something to talk about whether he gets back in the side. Susan's actually sent me Peter's quote, so just with the super chat. So he says, "Hi guys, Shah Fraser, J7 and Shelvey appreciation post. They deserve so much credit for stepping up to the job. Excellent." Now, a big thing about Shelvey as well, Alex. I mean, he played that quarterback kind of role again yesterday, and he's not. I don't know how to put this, but he's not sort of standing out, but he's excellent at the same time because he's just doing the simple things, isn't he? He's not trying to do anything difficult. He's forming them little triangles that we keep talking about, and it's just a massive change. And I think his mindset of the game has changed as well.
Yeah, so he's the kind of player that when you watch international football or Champions League football, he'll be the one that the pundits will sort of earmark for their analysis and say, "Look at this guy keeping it ticking along and doing this, that." And he is that. He didn't get any tackles and interceptions because that's not what he was there to do yesterday. I don't think Brentford had enough of the ball to be tackled anyway. And he sat there quietly, 10 accurate long balls in the game, despite Brentford sitting so deep. So to hit your mark 10 times when they're literally sitting in a deep block isn't easy to do at all, because normally he tries to find runners. And that was hard, and he still hit them on the head 10 times. Again, that triangles thing you're talking about with Sch&auml got 8 accurate long balls, so that's 18 accurate long balls between the pair of them, just sat there pinging them over, which was the reason why the wing play was working a bit better and we were looking okay. And people would say, "Oh, but they were down to 10 men." Well, they put up extremely similar numbers against West Ham as well. Shah got 8 or 9 long balls. Shelvey got 8 as well. So they put in identical long balls against West Ham against 11 men. So,
but how many times do you hear people saying it's harder to play against 10 men sometimes? And that's, I did mention that yesterday when the sending off happened. Some people say that it's a lot harder playing with 10 men, but we, after the little initial shock of being, playing against 10 men, we settled down. We relayed the instructions. We came, we started playing football. And a lot of people were talking about. Yeah,
I have one gripe with Shelvey yesterday.
Go on then.
When Kraft made a mistake, he stared at him and shook his head like really aggressively at
I
Kraft.
remember that.
I didn't see that.
I don't like that. I agree that Kraft is crap, but he had the armband on yesterday, and you need to motivate him.
Yeah.
Don't mock him on the pitch when he's got the shirt on. I want to see Shelvey saying, "Come on,
you know
lad,
what it
that
is
wasn't
though.
good enough."
I mean, I didn't think Kraft was that bad yesterday. I thought he was all right. He didn't do anything wrong. Yeah, he made a couple of mistakes, but they didn't lead to anything. And I thought that. I mean, I think Manquillo will come back in next week. I don't think that Kraft is long-term solution at right back.
I thought he was better than against Villa. So.
Yeah, I thought he was okay. And, I'm not going to criticise Emil Kraft yesterday because I thought, to a man, he did okay. Lynn says, hello from Spain. Watch the match in the local bar. The Toon fans lifted the roof. Wherever you are, there is always a Geordie, indeed. Majestic says, wash my face with a ploughman's lunch was a particular favourite of mine. Matthew says, Kraft was strangely solid yesterday. Paul says, very good afternoon, Paul, Danielle and Alex and everyone in the chat. Dave says, how are lads and lasses? Anybody needing an oxygen mask? Another great result and solid performance. Love watching Paul go crazy when we score. Love your colourful quotes as well, Paul. Top stuff. Thanks, mate. Abdullah says, congrats on the win. Great spirit, and the team changed a lot to the better. Susan says, don't forget to check the Toon review on TikTok today. Video getting uploaded. Yeah, Susan runs the TikTok account for the Toon review. There's some great videos on there. So if you are on TikTok, go and check that out as well. Please hit the like and subscribe to the channel, says Thomas. Thank you. Still laughing, though, at Mike Dean giving the red card when first gave the free kick the other way. What an effing muppet. Looks like VAR gremlins have turned their attention to Everton. What a shame. Well,
You win some, you lose some, though, don't you? So.
Well, you do. Everton, unfortunately, never mind. Moving on. Steve says, you were the best team in the world. Now everyone be scared. I think there will be a lot of teams worried about us next season. There's no doubt about it.
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
If we're like that now, imagine in the summer.
I mean, this is important now to do what we're doing, because there's, like we've mentioned this before, that there's a lot of top quality free transfers around. So if we secure our safety really early, we can set up a better summer, and then instead of trying to float for 10th, we might be able to push more than that if we can get a really decent early summer in, because of what's going on right now. These results are so important.
I think the new owners will be seeing what Eddie Howe is doing with this bunch of players and thinking, wow, what can he actually do with world-class players? And it's really exciting. And hats off to Eddie Howe, because
he's amazing.
I think, you look at when Gerrard was appointed and stuff like that at Aston Villa, everyone's saying, they've got the wrong man. I don't think we have. And I've always said that. He's always been, just because of his work ethic and the way he sees the game and the hard work that he puts in. And he loves it here. He loves it here. He loves being manager of Newcastle United Football Club. He says and does all the right things. And for me, he's the future. George says, Paul, I wrote 10 of your comments down in my little black book. When you were famous, I'll put them in a book. Cheers, George. For the first time this season, I can look down on my Everton fan mate. He's more worried than I am now about relegation. I would be as well. Second goal yesterday, Alex. I've seen some crazy remarks about some people saying, Shah was lucky because he was that far out of position. He just got lucky. He didn't, because if you watch the goal again, he makes the run. He sees the brakes on and makes the run. I actually thought it was Chris Wood at first, but obviously on replay,
a lot of people seem to think that it wasn't just you. I've seen a lot of people thought that.
Yeah. But, to Shah's credit, the way he knocked it over the Brentford player's head and kept his run going. He is talented when he breaks out of defence. And then the finish from Willock was just majestic. Willock yesterday, I thought was a bit quieter. But you know what it is? If Willock keeps doing that like he's been doing the back end of last season, if he converts that to this season again, he's going to get loads of goals. That's what I want to see from him, Alex. Pushing up like that and being on the end of it and finishing like that. So confident.
Yeah, Cher definitely wasn't out of position because he was 30 yards away from his own 6-yard box. So you don't accidentally become 30 yards out of position. Like, he was there because he chose to be there.
Yeah.
And then the driving run. I've even seen comments today about there's one about Koulibaly and Dan Burn. Everybody's raving about Dan Burn all the time. And I love Burn. He's amazing. He's doing very, very well. But Shah is just for some reason not getting plaudits. That if that was a centre forward who did that yesterday, it would have been everywhere, all over social media. That was a centre back that did that. That in the Premier League, that was incredible. He took the ball, that touch to go around and accelerate. You know, he's a 30-year-old centre back, and he took that ball, he drove, and that pass was delicate and perfect. That was incredible. And on top of that, he's doing 8 or 9 long balls a game, and he's intelligent, and he's an international. This guy needs to stay in this squad he needs another 3-year contract, because when we bring in
I agree. I
want
agree
him in the squad because he's got quality. He's very, very good. And
who again do we praise for this? It's got to be the manager giving these players the belief that they can do these things. Ronald, thank you very much for your £5 super chat. He says, when is the book coming out with your best phrases? Well, I'm sure we can work on one in the future, without a doubt. Jim says, watched the talk along for the second time last night here in the wilds of Ontario, just to catch the patter, and there was over 10,000 views. Wow, yeah, it's over 12,000 now, I think. It was a fantastic day. Stephen says, I loved Amanda Staveley's dig at the previous training regime, basically calling out how bad it was, loving life as a Toon fan right now. Target's lucky to be okay. I mean, that could have been something a lot worse. Yeah. Toon Dave, thank you very much for the £2, matey. Real appreciative of that. J7, what a header, and the celebration. I just love the way he ran down the length of the pitch to celebrate with the Newcastle fans.
It was love and life.
Real connection there. Neil says Mike Dean was probably delighted that he could show another red card.
He loves it when he goes into his back pocket and you can just see it. He's like, this is just... He loves the paperwork afterwards. He
Cameras are on me. Let's go for it. You know, how special can I make this red card look? How slowly
he
can
even
I
loves
bring that
doing
out
that, doesn't he? Like the whole, like, he just loves it.
Yeah.
Oh, and happy birthday to Callum Wilson today as well.
Yes, happy 30th birthday to Callum Wilson, indeed. I do have a little message as well from somebody on Twitter, Ben. He's got the he's got the user handle at DragonSlayer684. He sent us a message on Twitter. He says, hey, mate, just a quick one. Just want to know your thoughts about this. I know everyone says Eddie Howe's defence is dog shit, conceding 2 or 3 a game. I think we only conceded about 3 in the last 7. Do you think that might keep them quiet? Anyways, mate, keep up the good work. Sending the Toon love all the way from Oz. So that was Ben at DragonSlayer684 on Twitter. Now, he has, been sort of criticised is a bit of a strange word to use, but he has had people talk about his defensive managerial skills and that the defenses haven't been any good. But you know what it is, Danielle? We've looked absolutely rock solid.
Yeah, no, I think the training, the coaching and all of that's obviously been spot on. But it's more than that. It's more than that. The damage that had been inflicted and done to this team prior to Eddie Howe coming in was unbelievable. So he's really had to start right from the beginning and kind of get them to know each other as a team and motivate them and get some team spirit. It all feels like a jigsaw puzzle that's just all of a sudden coming together with every week getting a different piece, every game getting a different piece added to the puzzle. So he deserves every credit. I just think he's the full. I think Amanda said in our interview when he was appointed that they think he can do something incredible. And I think you can. Yeah,
without a doubt. Royce is another fantastic watch along. Great that it is going to be a regular event. You will certainly have me watching. Did you not say tickle my ass with a feather? I'm sure
it was a lion bar, something, was it not?
I think that was tickle my tonsils with a lion bar. Certainly watched that one at Susan's last night. I also said that Joelinton could tickle my ass at one stage, I think. I don't know why, but hey ho, these come out my mouth at times when I'm just passionate, but there you go. Hi guys, it's nice to be 2-0 up before the first half. I mean, yeah, it's very strange. Thomas Frank's interview defending the challenge was interesting. I didn't see that.
No.
Did anybody see Thomas Frank's post-match interview? Because I didn't
if
catch
he said
it.
That, then I'm not bothered.
Well,
Somebody can go stamp on his calf and see if he thinks it's a red card or not.
Exactly.
It was the way Matt Targett's leg bent, though. I mean, it was. If you watch the slow motion, his leg bends. I mean, any further, and that was a broken bone. I mean, when you slowed, I mean, you were right, Danielle. When the initial challenge took place, you thought, oh, they've just sort of spun off each other.
When you slowed it down, maybe,
yeah. But you slow it down and you watch the tackle itself. Like you said, Alex, he's not even looking at the ball. He's gone over the top of the ball.
Studs. In a standing tackle, you can point your toe. You can keep the studs down. That's in your control. It's the fact that he chose to put his studs up. It makes it the red because it's his decision. Because he didn't have to do that. Even outstretched, you can point your toe. Like everybody can do that. It's a normal human like movement. It's the studs up that's done it. It's indefensible. It really is.
Without a doubt. Matthew says Fraser man of the match for me, but they were all good. Good afternoon, everyone. Elbow cuff, elbow cuff, elbow cuff. This is Keith. Wood was better in my opinion, but really should have scored. Right, we may as well. We'll do it now. Chris Wood, for me, should have had at least 2 goals yesterday. I don't think he was any better, Matthew, to be honest. I don't. He didn't have anything to do with the goals. So anybody saying, oh, that, Chris Wood did this for the goal, he did that for the goal, he wasn't involved in the goals yesterday. Those headers that he had yesterday should have scored. It's as simple as that. One in particular, it was a free header. It was a free header, and it was powder puff again. Now, is it a confidence thing? It shouldn't be, because he scored goals like that for Bolton in the past. Sorry, Burnley. But he just looks a yard slower than anybody else on the pitch. He doesn't seem to have that mobility at all. I don't know what that is. But he should have scored yesterday, Alex. And it was, I mean, you can't defend the indefensible at times. And I can't see anybody that can come out and say that Chris Wood was good yesterday, because I thought he was poor. And people say, oh, yeah, you've been on Wood's back since he signed, blah, blah, blah. We've never lost a game with him in the side. Fair enough. I still think he's poor.
Yeah, I agree. And he's lucky that everybody else is playing out their skin. And I've been saying this for about a week now. I've been saying this, that some of these lads are going to have bad games. And if players like Kraft and Wood continue, they're not going to be able to drag us out of the games, because Shelvey and Willock are going to have off games. It happens, and we can't drag them along. We're literally dragging them along at the moment. And for people saying that those two had a better game yesterday, I know we're specifically talking about Wood. We were a man up, so there's no reason why they should have had any problems yesterday. They're Premier League players. He had more of the ball because they were a man down. We were really focusing wing play. We had a lot of the ball. It's just I mean, statistically, I mean, if you want to look at Wood, no dribbles. He won 3 aerial duels yesterday, so all of this aerial duel nonsense, he wasn't winning them either. 4 shots, 2 of them were on, which were the soft headers, 1 off and 1 blocked, and that was it. He had a couple of little mini runs where, again, he just held onto the ball for too long. There were 2 dribbles where our runners made runs, and he was so indecisive that our runners were offside by the time he was going to make the decision, and they had to step back. And at the end of the day, he's playing in that number 9 role right now. It doesn't matter if you're not good or you've not got confidence. If you want to shoot, you shoot. You're the number 9. Nobody can shout at the striker for taking a shot if you want to have a shot. He needs to take some responsibility and he needs to try and have a shot from the. There was a couple of times he had the ball at the edge of the box. Shoot, just have a go. Like, if you get that on target, we don't care. Just try and keep it in the target. Get your confidence up. You don't have to score, but he needs to just try and do a bit more. And the problem is, the longer that game went on, the longer he just thought he wasn't going to score. He lost confidence, and he was so indecisive on the ball. Sort of later on in that game, he wasn't sure who to pass to when there were runners. And I am afraid of his confidence is going down and down and down. It's a problem. We need to get him to hit the back of the net, or to maybe get a nice assist. He needs a bit of something, because he was in a few of the right places yesterday, and he was making a few of the right runs, and there were options. So it's there for him to do. Yeah. He just needs to take it and be a bit more confident. Yeah. We've got to get him on the score sheet, because I mean, yesterday was for me, it was a massive opportunity for him to get on the score sheet, Danielle, and he failed. He had the opportunities, but he failed. I
just don't know where we go with him now. I really don't know. I mean, I know we've got no choice at the minute. He's going to have to play, but you know, there can be no complaints about he didn't get any service. He got loads of crosses in, loads.
Yeah, he did.
And I just think he's got nothing. Honestly, I honestly don't think. And I think, you know, I think we might have done Burnley a favour.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people have said that, you know, especially Weghorst actually has started to look like a player. His debut was awful, but now all of a sudden he looks a player. Certainly a lot more mobility.
Wrong. You know,
well, listen, I mean, you know, we're criticising Chris Wood, but we all want him to come good. We all want him to score goals. You know, at the end of the day, he's playing for our team. Therefore, we want him to do well.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to sit here and, you know, say, oh, wow, you know, Chris Wood was all over the place yesterday. He got on the end of some chances and should have scored. You know, he was poor. And I'm going to say he was poor. I'm not going to sit and lie when I just don't think that he was anything to shout home about. And these people that keep saying, oh, well, we haven't lost a game since he's been in the side. We could have put an inflatable cat up front and we still would have got the same results because Chris Wood hasn't been involved in hardly any goals, hardly any to you know, be a factor in us winning football games. So
thank God other people are scoring. Just thank God.
I mean, the fact that Lascelles has been more potent from us in front of goal, like from set pieces since the turn of the year. Yeah. I would rather have Lascelles in the box because he's aggressive, he jumps, and he does score goals for us from set pieces. He's good at that.
He does, and he's a good. He knows where the goal is when he heads the ball. Mick Lowes was hinting there's more to the ASM situation, perhaps divided loyalties. Interesting, given what you said, Danielle.
I told you I Saturday, didn't I? I said I'm building myself a boat and I'm going to France to get him back because I knew that's where he was.
Yeah. Doug says, how should try slapping ASM's backside with a jellyfish? Indeed. Let's keep this run of form going. Indeed, we have to keep it going. Have you clicked the like button? Sure. Have a little check. Indeed. I mean, if you are enjoying the show, guys, as usual, please hit the like button for us. And if you're new to the channel, you like what you see, we've got well over 500 watching at the minute. Please do consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. If you'd like to donate to the channel, then please do use the super chat button. It is the $sign at the bottom of the live comments. If you click that, that will send you through there. You can become a member of the Toon Review if you hit the join button just underneath the video, or the link is in the description. And a massive shout out to the sponsors of the Toon Review, Geordie Riffs, professional guitar repairs and servicing based here in the Northeast, offering 10% off your first guitar setup or repair and your first guitar lesson completely free. So give Graham and Natalie a shout. Website is listed below in the description, and they're also on Facebook and Twitter as well. So thank you to those guys for their continued support of the channel. And Abdullah, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Very kind of you, matey. Thank you so much. Chesry says, good point there, Paul. Shelvey in that role, he doesn't catch the eye, but when you look at the stats, you're surprised at the impact he has on the game.
Yeah,
I mean, what stats do you have on Shelvey yesterday, Alex?
10 out of 12 completed long balls, which is impressive because normally when people complete 10, they've tried double that. So 10 out of 12 is nuts. 3 shots. His free kicks were okay. He tried 2 different types and their keeper was just solid. 57 out of 65 passes, which is an 88% completion. 73 touches, which is a lot. He was just sat in that little anchor and just dictating play. And he's so important for how we play, especially because Maxi's not there. We're not focused so much down one side. It's a little bit more balanced. And we were just trying to stretch left, stretch right, and wear them out. And to have somebody with his passing range, I think he messed up one long pass that I remember visually. But he was so important to just switching to the left, switching to the right, dragging Brentford out of shape. And he's the reason why we had gaps for Fraser and for these little things to happen, because we were taking our time to drag them across, and the passing of Shelvey and Schär was the reason for that. So he wasn't crazy. He didn't get any tackles or interceptions. He didn't need to. It was just all about what he was doing on the ball and the calmness of it. And it was brilliant. It really was. He's just complete transformation. He's very, very important to how we're going to play going forward.
Gladys Elliott says, get your fishing rod out, Paul, next Saturday. It could be more salmon jumping. Indeed. Indeed. I do like the point you made, Alex, about, you know, ASM not being there. We were using both flanks yesterday, and I think that's why when ASM plays, Fraser kind of doesn't see enough of the ball for me. And the fact that both of them yesterday were seeing so much of the ball. Murphy and I thought Murphy was quiet again early doors, but then he grew into the game. And certainly his defensive work was a credit as well. Him and Fraser bombing back, helping out the fullbacks, and were there when they needed to be. It was just all combined, and I think that's why I think that the balance is better when Maxi's not in the team. And maybe Maxi has to take a seat on the subs bench and come on as an impact sub.
So I disagree 100%. I think absolutely not.
Wow.
I think.
Well, there's a change. You disagreeing? I mean,
So I feel like Willock's improvement on the ball, off the ball, he is on that right side as a driving box to box. That wasn't happening when Maxi was playing. Really, Willock's started to grow in the last 4 to 5 matches. So Fraser's side is going to be improving. Manquillo's quick. He's going to come back. Willock's improving. Everybody's a bit fitter. We've got Burn there as well. There's going to be more on the right side anyway. It's going to get more balanced just by default, because people are getting better and people are getting fitter. It will be more balanced with Maxi in the team. It was in the first few tries of that system that we were heavily weighted to that left side with Maxi. I think it will balance itself out naturally anyway because of how we're playing and how people are improving. Secondly, Murphy had that quiet game because of Kraft. People are saying Kraft had a solid game. Fair enough. But I feel like he's the reason Murphy had a poor game. So if you look back to every time we've had a positive winger display recently, it's because Target was behind that specific winger. Maxi at Everton, Murphy had a good game against West Ham, and he was on the left. Fraser had a good game yesterday, all because Target was behind them each time. Whenever they're on Kraft's side, they have a poor game. Fraser's had to work his ass off when he's been on Kraft's side because it's hard. So I feel like he is the little underlying issue there with whoever's on that right doesn't do as well. So when Manquillo and Trippier are back on that right, Fraser's going to have a lot more joy. He's looking sharp, fit. His delivery's better. I think it will be balanced. I understand what you mean about ASM, but I think there will be more balance. And when we've got the correct fullbacks on the pitch, there'll be balance. Willock's improved. It'll offer balance across the middle. I don't think it's as much of an issue as people think. I think it'll be okay. Definitely.
Cool. Abdullah, thanks for another $4.99. He says, let me know what you think about these signings for the summer. Renato Sanchez. Oh, it's taking it off us again. Never mind. I will come to that comment. Alexander, thanks for your 500 RSD. Where's that? RSD? I'm not sure. Alexander, let me know where you are, man, because I don't know what RSD is. Something dollars? I don't know. Anyway, he's commented saying, finally found the time to watch you live. Thoughts on Bruno yesterday? Impressed me a lot. Thanks very much for the super chat, Alexander. Danielle, Bruno got a good half hour in yesterday, and I thought he was solid.
He was brilliant, wasn't he? I really enjoyed watching him. I really enjoyed you getting excited about possibly scoring a goal, about what you were going to do at the window. But anyway, we'll forget about that for next time. But he was brilliant, and it was just lovely to see him get longer on the pitch than he has had previously. I think he's a fantastic addition, and I think we're going to need him going into like a busy period. So I've got no concerns about Bruno. I think he's absolutely fantastic. And I thought when he came on, especially maybe the last 20 minutes, I thought the passing was a lot better. What a great addition to the team. Brilliant.
Yeah. How do you think he performed, Alex?
Yeah, he did incredible, because let's not forget he came on as a response to Brentford substitutions, and we started to get a little sloppy for a few minutes, and he brought Bruno on, and that sloppiness vanished. He calmed it down instantly, which just shows that it was him directly that did that. They brought Murphy off and they changed their shape, and they played in a nice little double pivot, which so it was Shelvey Bruno in a double pivot. We went to a 4-2-3-1. Joe went out right wing. Very interesting shape. I wonder if this is a hint to the future. We'll see. But Bruno, he was very, very solid. He where's Bruno on my sheet? Oh, he's right at the top here. Look, so I was eager to write down Bruno's stats. He won 2 out of his 3 duels, 3 shots as well, successful dribble. No key passes, which I was frustrated to see. because I thought I saw key passes in the match. Obviously, they weren't quite key enough to be counted as key. So they went down as 2 long balls. But I'm sure people know the ones I'm on about, where he did play some lovely little balls through. One of those was the one that Wood got on the end too, that should have amounted to something.
Yeah.
So he is able, every single time he's been on that pitch, he's played someone in every single time, and he's barely played any minutes. So he's very, very capable, especially when we've got players like Fraser and Maxi and Wilson to come back.
Yeah,
he can find
absolutely.
those little passes, as well as just being really, really solid in the middle.
Yeah.
I
mean, I thought he was going to score. That shot yesterday, just couldn't wrap his foot around the ball enough to curl it in the bottom corner. But you know, that's what he's got. Yeah, that's what I mean about him. He's got the defensive midfielder capabilities, and then he's also got the forward capabilities, which is tremendous.
I think he got a bit excited there, didn't he? He was a bit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Abdullah, thanks for another $9.99 super chat, mate. Very kind. The signings I put were Renato Sanchez, world class box to box from Leeds. Christopher Nkunku, flexible attacking midfielder, plays right forward and striker, and top scorer for Leipzig. Yeah, Nkunku's a really good player. I've watched him for a few years now. Very good player. Renato Sanchez as well. I mean, it's incredible that we're even talking about these players, but this is where we could be by next year. It's also John Joe's birthday as well, by the way, Mr. Shelvey. So a big happy birthday to John Joe as well. Shah should move to centre forward, and maybe Wood can be centre half. No, let's just keep Shah where he is. Thank you very much. I think Paul says all shared. Paul, Danielle, Alex, onwards and upwards. Thanks, buddy. Steven says best defense in years. It is.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We you know what really I loved watching yesterday, Danielle, was the way we were passing the ball around, especially the second half, because that's been done to us. And I think I mentioned it in commentary. It's been done to us so many times where we've been just passed into exhaustion because we're chasing the ball all the time. And Brentford were having to do that so many times in the second half.
It was great to see, and it just shows you the progress that has been made under Eddie Howe, and what a transformation. Like, I've always dreamed that this would happen, but you never know, do you, when you're at Christmas and you're like, you've got nothing really, and we're in such a bad position. But fantastic. I said just before, the passing was brilliant. That's why I'm not scared anymore. Like, I don't worry a night before a game anymore. I'm not bothered. Like, I don't even think I'll care when we play City or Liverpool or any of them, whatever. Like, bring it on. We'll do our best.
I mean, Alex, I mean, the stats on passing yesterday must have been impressive, because the second half, when we were controlling the game, you know, we were making Brentford chase the ball.
Yeah, they're all over.
So we got 504 passes. 418 of them accurate, which is 83%, which, when you consider how much we were just throwing the ball in the box and trying to get it to stick, 83% is pretty tidy. We a lot of passes, with the 26 shots as a result of that. We really were. I mean, granted, they were a man down, but I do feel like that was the game plan, even when they had the extra man, because we did it to West Ham. We had more possession than they did. We wanted the ball more, and we were trying to dominate the ball. That's the way we play. So I think it wouldn't quite have been as much possession if they'd have had 11 men, but I think we'd have still dominated, because that's the way we're playing, and we proved it against West Ham. So there's no reason we couldn't have done it against Brentford as well.
See, here's another comment about Wood. He dragged 2 players away from Joelinton to score the header. I mean, I'm not having it. I'm sorry.
So did Burn.
Yeah,
people had to mark Burn. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
I think for me, when Callum Wilson's back, Wood's out. That's it.
Oh, I mean, there's no absolute doubt about that. For
some
me,
of the runs. Oh, Wilson in this team in the last 5 or 6 games, with
he would have he would have had a hatful.
He must be sitting there watching these games, thinking, "God, I'd be in double figures easy by now."
Yep. Undoubtedly. Brian says, afternoon, everyone. How's Aunt Fanny's sexy lingerie, Paul? I wouldn't have a clue, mate. Oh, dear. Maybe Wood needs moving into midfield. Maybe Wood needs moving onto the bench. Laughing my ass off when you were screaming credit to Wood when it was Shah who played Willigan. Even funnier when you realised, I thought it was just the initial shock of Chris Wood actually running like that, and then it made sense when it was Fabian. I would rather have Jacob Murphy whipping balls in with Fraser than a greasy ASM, as the team are more balanced without ASM.
I don't know. Right.
One accurate.
Sorry, he didn't mean greasy. He said greedy. that makes more sense with greedy. I was wondering greasy. I thought, yeah. Also, yesterday's stream first class with Paul. Thank you very much. I agree, but I still back Wood, says Aaron. I don't know how you can.
But fair enough. Like, maybe he'll do with Joelinton. Maybe he'll
he may,
transform.
and if he does, brilliant. Gary says it's Holly Blades' birthday today, Paul, just in case you do not know, mate. Happy birthday, Holly. I hope you have a good one. Bruno played really nice through ball, and Wood was just too... Yeah, I remember that one. He got played in, and Jesus Christ, it was like watching... It was watching, one of them old sort of scoreders back in the day, just trying to get up the bank, just trying to get there. And you just knew that, even the horse running next to it would beat it. It was unbelievable. Bruno would be a better option than Wood, says Stephen. Great midfield with great options also. Defence now strong, need a striker firing. Brighton on the slide, so expect to beat them. Yeah, Brighton haven't performed well lately either. So we're coming into fixtures where teams aren't playing very well. I mean, Chelsea, I don't think Chelsea roll that at the minute. I've seen a couple of their games lately, and, they don't really have an out-and-out striker at the minute. Lukaku seems to be, well, I don't know what Lukaku is at the minute, but he's certainly not really. But
we need Manquillo back for that, because Kraft against Pulisic is going to be a mismatch.
I think Manquillo will be back next week.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
The incredible Bates says, really get off Wood's back. If we didn't have him up front, our midfield and defence would just be constantly under pressure.
Well, the ball doesn't stick to him, so that's not
That
true.
is a load of rubbish, right? I'll say it now. That comment is absolute rubbish, because he doesn't hold the ball up at all. Not once does he hold the ball up. You tell me where he holds that ball up, because it's the midfielders that are winning the ball back all the time anyway from the possession that Chris Wood loses. So don't come on here and say, our midfield or defence will be constantly under pressure, because Wood doesn't even hold the ball up. So it's an absolute pointless. I mean, fair enough, have your opinion, but I am disagreeing it with 100% because he doesn't do that.
He got one ground duel and he didn't draw any fouls. So it wasn't sticking.
Yeah. How likes Chris Wood, never subs him. I think how is correct. Well, because the only one he's got,
subbing for who?
Yeah, the only sub he's got is Dwight Gale, and he doesn't rate Gale at all. So there's Callum says, I just wonder why Gale still hasn't been given the time to show his worth, because he has no worth.
Many years.
Yeah. How many times did we have some story with J7? The same story with J7. Come on, Eddie, we'll get him where he needs to be. Trust him. Hopefully you're right. Jan says, look at Mitro, 34 goals now, some striker. Yeah, well,
in the championship.
Mitro's found his level in the championship. I do think he's a championship striker. It's no disrespect to him. I just think that's
if they gave you the option for a straight swap, Wood for Mitro, would you take that?
I would, yeah. Right now, I would.
Yeah. I think I would. I would, yeah. Because I think
just to guarantee to get them goals to guarantee with safety. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely, of course I would.
Yeah, and I think Mitro would have took some of those headers yesterday that Chris Wood failed to score. I just don't see anything in Chris Wood. I really don't. We used to say that Joelinton, when he first came, what's happening with Chris Wood? Yeah, but to be fair, Chris Wood's an out-and-out striker. Joelinton wasn't.
You can't keep buying strikers, giving them 2 years, and then moving them to midfield. Like, at some point, we need to buy a striker because they're a striker. Like, we can't keep.
And we've said we hope he does a Joelinton. We hope he does become a better player. Like nobody's
Listen, I think to get his confidence, he might just need a goal off his arse or something like that, just to go in the net and be credited with a goal. Yeah. James says Wood was not far away yesterday. Yes, he should have scored 2 easy headers. But the moment, the pressure, 40,000 people watching, he just needs a bit of luck and he will score.
17,000 in that stadium, I'm afraid. So you double in the fans.
I'm not sure where you got 40,000 from. Yeah. Plus the fact that
it's his job, though.
Yeah, but he's played for Burnley. He's played for Leeds. He's played in front of big crowds for years. Yeah. That's not going to have any effect on him. Dear me. Elite Salesman says unbeaten teams in the Premier League, Liverpool and Newcastle in 2022. Exactly. How the F do we get Paul Merson off the TV? He's really pissing me off. I just don't listen to him.
I didn't watch it yesterday. I had you on my TV, and then I was watching the game on my phone.
He's just.
I just couldn't invest any more energy into him. Like I just can't.
Yeah. REASM, do you think he was reprimanded for giving money away in the restaurant, bad image, etc.?
Who knows?
I think it's just an injury, but I understand your theories. They make sense. They have merit.
I mean, I don't think we'll ever find out, to be honest. But Maud says Wood is fantastic on the pressure in front. You can see the opponent defenders struggling from passes and no, I'm not having it. Not having it. Target has been key. Yeah, he's been brilliant, Matt Target. I think
we were so lucky yesterday that challenge didn't result in a broken leg, mind.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's what made it more so when we looked at the replay and we saw how bad the tackle actually was. It was absolutely horrific. But, you know, I mean, people are commenting about Paul Merson in the chat, you know, and I'm not even going to give Merson airtime because I think he's a knob.
It's not worth it.
Anne says, hi, I think Eddie is going to be the Toon manager for years and years to come as he went away and learnt lessons and put his own time into improving his management skills by going and working with people.
Yeah,
indeed. And he did a lot of hard work away from...
he loves the game. He doesn't come for the paycheck, unlike other managers that we don't mention anymore.
Yeah. Trill says, watched NUFC Matters, and Gibbo said that Bruno can't pass long balls and that he was only a central defensive midfielder. I watched a lot of vids on Bruno and he's an all-round class midfielder. Yeah, he is, Trill, so I think you're right. You know, I know Gibbo's legendary in the football reporting industry, but come on, I don't think that...
Not everyone's right all the time, though.
Well, I don't think Gibbo will have seen much of him, to be honest, you know, but again... we'll see. Chloe wants Matt Target to sign permanently.
Same.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we don't have to go all out for, you know, and change all 11 players next season because we've got some very, very good players here. Matt Target left back, Trippier right back, for me, fantastic. Dan Burn and Shah are at the minute taking the pressure off needing another centre back at the minute. Yeah, obviously, I think we'll bring one or two.
Yeah,
but listen, they're playing really well. The midfield, we're keeping a £40 million midfielder out of the side at the minute because the other three are playing so well. You know, we're missing ASM up front, but, you know, credit to Murphy and Fraser coming in and doing a fantastic job. And like you said earlier, Danielle, those crosses that came in yesterday, nobody can complain about them because there were good crosses into the box yesterday that needed attacking. And unfortunately, they weren't put away apart from the one that Joelinton scored. Right. It is that time now for the player ratings. And I'm going to go first this week. And I'll start off with, with Mr. Dubravka. So Mr. Dubravka, for me, was solid again. I mean, he didn't have a lot to do, did he? He had one save in the second half, which was straight at him, which he tipped over the bar. I don't think there was anything. So I'm going to give him a straightforward 7. You know, there was nothing he had to do magnificently well yesterday. Just... you know, he played it out quite well yesterday as well.
Books as well.
Yeah, he did get.
He was waiting for him to tie his lace, and he had to take a yellow. So that was annoying. Yeah,
it was. But I'll go for a straight 7. Alex, right back, Emil Kraft.
Yeah, so he didn't do anything too wrong.
Better than last time.
Yeah, that thing that we talked about, him shimmying backwards into his box, he didn't do that as much. I think they obviously seem to be working with him. The red card made him look better than he is, but he did all right. He didn't make any mistakes. So when he's in, if he does that when he comes in and doesn't make mistakes, that's fine until the end of the season. I don't know what to give him. I really don't, because he just didn't do anything. He wasn't bad, but he didn't do anything.
It's a strange one, yeah. It is a strange one.
I mean, just for the sake of consistency, he got his first long ball yesterday since before the Euros.
Wow.
First long ball.
Wow.
Only one, but he got one. So first long ball since
progress, mind, Alex. Progress.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be nice. I'll give him a 7 because he didn't make a mistake and he got a long ball.
Cool. Matt Target at left back for you, Danielle.
I will give him 8. I'll give him an 8.
I agree. Yep.
And then he gave him a 9, but then I thought, I'm going mad again with my ratings and start giving everyone 9s and 10s.
Yeah.
He had a couple of shots. They were pretty spicy. His little shots and his moves.
Yeah. I'd like to see him shoot a bit more, to be honest. I think he could.
I would too.
He could grab a few goals. For me, I'll start with Fabian Schär, and I'm giving him a 9 yesterday. I thought he was superb from the word go. The way he sort of controlled the defensive line with Dan Burn throughout the game. And then, of course, the assist on the goal was just superb. Again, putting his head in where it really hurts. A couple of bangs on the head again yesterday. He goes to war for us now, and that's what Eddie's installed into him. So a 9 for me. Dan Burn for you, Alex.
Yeah, I'll give him an 8 because I can't give him a 9 because Shah was just incredible. But Burn, underrated what he had to do in the first half because Target got caught up quite a lot. And there was that big pocket that they were exploiting. And Burn, despite people mocking his speed, he made 6 clearances because he stepped into space and he cleared up the danger. If he wasn't sure, he kicked it out for a throw. It was very solid, very safe. His passing was on point. He was winning his duels. He's so solid, so important for us. He's got to get an 8. He's a cracking player.
I don't understand these people who say that Dan Burn is slow. He isn't. He's got some pace about him, and he can keep up with most strikers, and he's doing that. So I don't know where they get this.
I think it's over in this first 3 or 4 strides, he's quick because of his leg length, and he can. But then if it's like a long sprint, it starts to show. I think when he played fullback, it was showed a bit more.
I'm not so sure, mate. I think if you watch him really sprint, I mean, there's a couple of times I watched him for Brighton and going up against quicker players, especially I think it was Chelsea that played. He was magnificent.
Yeah, I've not seen him play fullback. I'll have to go and have a look, see what he does.
I just think he's an all-round class player. I just love the way he's so calm on the ball. He just looks a player. Right, next player we've got for you, Danielle, is John Joe Shelvey.
I'll give him an 8.
An 8,
solid
right?
8 from me. I'm just conscious that I go a bit mad after I win a game and start dishing out all the high scores to everyone, don't I? So I thought he was solid yesterday. Yeah. I thought he was good. I think what Alex mentioned about Kraft, about the way he pulled him up on the pitch, perhaps that's deducted point for me. I take your point, Alex. I think that's fair enough. As captain, you have to be kind of dealing with issues in the correct way. Other than that, he was good, really, really good.
Yeah. I would probably say a 7 if I was openly honest on Shelvey, but again, that's because of what happened with, but this is the beauty about
I feel like I've got to change my Kraft to a 6 though, because I feel like giving Shelvey and Kraft the same score.
I forgot you. Oh, right, then I'll change it. I'll change it then.
Maybe I should drop Kraft to 6.5 or something, because I feel so bad for Shelvey giving him the same as Kraft for that match.
Okay. Fair enough. Joelinton for me, I'm going to give Big Joe a 9. I thought he was superb yesterday. 10. No, he would have got a 10, but Alex is right. He did start the game a little bit iffy. He did give the ball away a few times in the early doors, but then again, he became a monster.
I love that he changed it though. If he'd have carried on, he'd have got subbed, and he didn't. He changed it, and testament to him, he sorted it out, which is great.
I can't give him I know he scored. He's got a 9 for me. But listen, you could give him a 10. But I'm going with 9. I'm sticking with me 9.
I love that the thought's there though.
Well, yeah. I mean, of course it's there. I love him. Alex, for you, we have Joseph Willock.
Joe Willock. Yeah, really interesting game because he couldn't do his box to boxy things because they sat so deep because of the red card. But it didn't matter, which is great. So he's really, really improving with his positions, his runs. Again, we were mentioning this whole pass accuracy debate a few weeks ago about he only did 12 passes, but he made 12. Well, he got 25 out of 27 yesterday. Really tidy, really solid, good quality finish. I think he's got to be a 9. It was really, really tidy from him. And even though he got whacked in the mouth and he was dazed, he carried on. He was like, I'll just keep going. And he didn't lose his positional sense despite having a whack. He grinded.
I mean, I don't think the Brentford player knew much about that either, to be fair.
No, it wasn't on purpose.
Sort of spinning around, wasn't he?
And then, arm, wasn't it?
Just a flailing arm.
His post-match interview saying, thanks for the fans. You're making me improve. You're giving me the courage. And yeah, he's a 9. Absolutely incredible from him. I'm so happy that my tunes changed from 4 weeks ago because he's done exactly what we've asked of him, and that's improve his position. And he's great. So
super. Right, Danielle, you have Jacob Murphy.
I'm gonna give him a 7.
Okay.
I'm gonna give him a 7. I think that actually, hang on. Maybe I won't give him a 7. I don't know. I just thought he was quiet. I did. But. No, I'll stick with a 7.
Okay. Seven for me is about right. I think.
It's
I think he did make a couple of good runs again yesterday.
I mean, his key pass was the red card because he did a nice little drag back to Shelvey that Shelvey couldn't quite reach.
He just the Brentford defender just got a toenail on that just to deflect it around Shelvey, which wrong-footed John Joe.
Of that, he's definitely got a little bit of quality sometimes when he switches it on. It's there. It's a bit hiding a bit, but.
Yeah, definitely. Right, Ryan Fraser, for me, it's a 10. I think he was man of the match for us yesterday. I thought his work rate, his crossing, his all-round play was just superb, and I'm starting to really love that guy as well. The effort and the applause that he got when he came off the pitch was incredible. Again, another fantastic turnaround in a football player for Newcastle United under this manager. He's given Fraser the belief that he didn't have. And I don't think that Fraser saw eye to eye with Steve Bruce at all. It's clear to see that now. But and everybody was talking about Eddie Howe coming in and how Fraser had fallen out with Eddie Howe. That was put to bed pretty much straight away when Eddie Howe came to the club. He said he'd already spoken to Ryan Fraser before he even came to Newcastle, and that was all signed, sealed, and delivered and forgiven and all that kind of stuff before he'd even come to Newcastle. But I think the work rate of Ryan Fraser, the way he got back and helping out Matt Targett, the combination he had with Matt Targett, the little 1-2s and the little runs, and of course the cross for the goal, everything was just superb from Ryan Fraser yesterday. And the guy works his socks off. He comes off every game absolutely exhausted. His little socks round by his ankles. He's like a little terrier, and you know what? He's a terrier with some good skills as well. And I'm starting to really love him as well. So perfect 10 for me yesterday for Ryan Fraser. He was absolutely awesome.
His stats matched him yesterday. His stats matched his energy for the first time. He got 7 key passes, which is ridiculous. 7 is monstrous. 6 accurate crosses as well. He was just an absolute tank. He was winning duels. So his stats match the energy that he's been putting in as well, and he's deserved it.
And finally, for the starting 11, Alex, you get Chris Wood.
Okay, I'll try and be fair here. For his, it's not his fault that they were down a man, so I'm going to give him a 7. He got shots on target. He did a few runs. He was indecisive, but he did make a few runs with the ball. I'm just trying to think of other things that he did. Yes, he is important to the system. I can't give him more than a 7. How can anybody give him more than a 7 for yesterday?
No,
a few shots on target, involved in a few. He dropped deep once and created a play that was okay. I can't give him higher than a 7. I just can't. He didn't do anything wrong, but he didn't really do anything right. And
I agree. I think a 6 or a 7 is fair. I mean, because I think we won the game and we controlled the game so well, I think we have to go on the higher marks really than the lower ones. So I agree. Substitutes. How many did we make yesterday?
Bruno, Lascelles, and Miggy, so 3.
Well, Miggy came on at the end, didn't he? So Danielle, you get Bruno.
Ooh, okay. I will give him I want to give him a 9. And do you know why I want to give him a 9? Because I agree with you. I think he came on and beforehand we were getting really sloppy, and I'm starting to get a little bit. So if he doesn't make a change now, this could go somewhere we don't want it to go with 30 minutes left to play. And he did calm things down. And he was really exciting to watch. Yeah, I'm giving him a 9. I don't care.
That's fine. Yeah, fine. So I get Lascelles. I think I don't think really Lascelles had enough time to do anything. I'm going straight down the line 6 with him.
He got 13 minutes. I've got some stats on that.
Go on.
I'm not sure if this was on purpose, but he had 13 minutes, which it's not 2 minutes. 13 is enough. He got 2 touches and 1 pass, which to me says he got subbed on, and the instructions were just let Shah and Byrne do all the passing, just don't touch the ball. Because for 13 minutes to touch it once and pass once,
I think he just shored up the defense. To be honest, I think that's why Eddie just wanted to see the game out. To be honest, DJL Floats, thank you very much for your £5 super chat. Class result. Maybe Bruce should take note from Big Joe on accepting criticism for being poor and knuckling down to improve yourself. Buzzing. Yeah, that's fair enough. Well, you get Miggy, Alex.
Yeah. So, Mr. Runaround did some running around, I guess. I mean, his shot was interesting. He tried. It was on target. He was in a good position. Again, his speed and his energy gets him into really dangerous places, which is why I think we've always loved him. But he just, it was nice that it was on target. But their keeper was at the races yesterday. Their keeper was very good. He was their highest rated player. He was very switched on.
Well yesterday.
So I'm afraid, Mr. Miggy, you can't be stroking it towards goal like that and expecting it to go in. But he did all right. He did his job. He ran around a bit. He provided energy, so they killed the game off. Unfortunately, he's not being tasked too much defensively because we've got defenders now who can defend anyway. So I'm supposed to give a rating, aren't I? I don't even know what to give for him. Not really long enough. I'll give him just a flat 7 because he did all right with what he had to do. So,
yep, fair enough. And now we've got to agree on Eddie Howe. For me, it's a 10.
Yes, 10.
Alex?
Yeah, I'll give him a 10. I mean, he made the Fraser switch. The subs were good. He changed the system when Bruno came on to the 4-2-3-1. Everything, his instructions after the red card for when Joe was sloppy, everything was because of his instructions. 100%. He influenced that game from the touchline massively.
I'm just absolutely buzzing how much these players love playing for Eddie. And you can tell.
I just love him.
You know, you can tell. They just love Eddie Howe. They just love what he does. They love his work ethic. They love what he's brought to this club. And they have bought into what he's trying to do with the football team. And it's clear as day on that pitch what they are trying to do. And it is fantastic to watch. So, yeah, Eddie Howe, 10. And also the Newcastle United fans, once again, a 10. Absolutely superb. Seeing lots of Brentford fans commenting that they're the best fans that have been to that stadium ever. So, we tend to get that when the Geordies head away from home. But a fantastic performance. And, again, the player ratings, everyone's going to have opinions on them and things like that. But that's also fine as well. That is the end of the match review, guys. I'd just like to thank you guys for, again, coming on. Thank you very much to the mods in the background. Again, fantastic work from those guys. We are a big family at the Toon Review. We all work hard, whether it's behind the scenes or on the screen. So thank you very much to everybody involved. And also, if you have enjoyed the show today, guys, don't forget to hit the like button because it does help the channel grow and it gets sort of recognized on searches and things like that. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel. We had over 100 subscribers yesterday, which was incredible. So thank you very much and welcome to the Toon Review. So if you haven't already done so, pass it around friends or family and get yourself subscribed to the channel because lots to come on here. Away day watch-alongs will now be a permanent fixture on the channel. And the home ones that I can't get to, which is very, very rare, but I will do if I don't get to any home games, but that's almost never. If you like to become a member of the Toon Review, obviously hit that join button just underneath the video, or the link is down in the description below. Thank you to everybody that super chatted today. Very, very kind again. Your continued donations to the channel are very special, and we really, really do appreciate that. And thank you to Geordie Riffs, of course, for continuing to sponsor the channel. Professional guitar repairs and servicing based here in the Northeast, offering 10% off your first guitar repair or setup. Your first guitar lesson completely free if you just say the Toon Review sent you, and you can see their website listed below in the description and also on Facebook and Twitter. Shows coming up, of course, we've got the Four Horsemen of the Toon tomorrow night over on World of Sport TV. Tuesday night will be me and Alex because I think Danielle, you've got a very early start for work, so you'll be missing the next couple of
2:30 get up in the morning next day. So
wow. There will be some recorded shows and things like that during the week as well. Thursday night will of course be the match preview for the Brighton game as well. So look forward to that one. But keep an eye out on the channel, Twitter, Facebook, whatever it may be, for any shows that are coming up. Alex, I believe you're back on World of Sport TV tonight at 9:15 for full time. Baz has invited me on there, so if I do get time, I'll pop on as well. But that's at 9:15 tonight. So if you want more reaction from yesterday's performance, check World of Sport at TV out at 9:15 with Baz and the gang, and more celebrations of a brilliant performance. And no doubt Barry will be singing Chris Wood's praise from the highest tower. So I'm going to enjoy a bit of tennis between Alex and Baz.
Can I mention one thing before? That's really, really important, Paul, is head injuries and Mike Dean.
Yes.
He's done it before this season, and there was a situation yesterday where 2 lads went down.
Mm-hmm.
He saw them go down holding heads, and he wandered off for 4 or 5 seconds before he decided, "Oh, I should probably turn around and stop play."
Yeah.
It's the fact that it's not a priority in his head, and I know that we're just normal people on a channel here, but I really wish some of these referees would start to take it more seriously, because one of them,
100%.
We all talk about Ericsson and how it's great he's back on. We want to avoid problems like that in the future, and one of these games, like if they do leave those additional seconds, that could be life changing. If one of those hits, we've had Jimenez do it.
Yeah.
If one of those hits, 30 seconds to a minute is important in these life-saving situations. So these referees need to be switched on. If people are holding heads, just check it first.
I agree. 100%.
100%. Well said, Alex. Well said.
Fantastic. Well said, Alex. Big shout out. And, a credit to you over there, Paul. And I know you said before the show you're putting together some care packages for the refugees coming over from Ukraine. So fantastic.
I mean, if anybody does fancy sending stuff over, I don't know how I would receive it, but we are making some boxes up full of socks, power banks, and things like that. So if somebody is interested in sending like little bits like that,
just message me on Twitter and I'll get in touch with Alex and we'll get something sorted there. So, but well done on that, Alex. I know it's a time for everybody over there, but brilliant what you're doing. And I just want to finish the show on, I think this photo of Joelinton is summing up how every Newcastle United fan feels right now. Look at that. I mean, you know what it is. Nobody ever thought we'd see Joelinton like that. It's just wonderful to see. And it's certainly that picture there certainly gives the good vibes around the club at the minute. With everybody doing podcasts or whatever it may be, talking about the club. We just absolutely love it. But thank you very much, everybody, for watching. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys. I'll see you back on if I do recorded daily news videos or live shows, I might pop on World of Sport TV tonight or the Four Horsemen tomorrow. But thank you very much, everybody, for watching. We'll see you next time. Take care.